Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2. And you know what they say about professional StarCraft 2? Size matters. File size, that is, weighing in at the better part of a megabyte. This replay must be packed with some of the best StarCraft 2 you've ever seen. Now, I don't know exactly what happened, but I know a replay that couldn't even fit a copy of itself on a floppy disk is going to be interesting. Which means you're not going to be the least bit surprised to find the blue Terran player here in the top right of Royal Blood. The People's Terran. It is Cure. And once again, opposite him, on the other side of the map, I think we can draw some conclusions on how this game ends. But to start, let me introduce Duck, the final boss. Like and subscribe if you like a replay the size of Big Gabe. If you want something to keep you busy for a significant chunk of the day. If you like good games for the fans. Well, hopefully you like good game for the fans. Because this entire video is all one game. From the Korean StarCraft League, the crowd-funded tournament supporting the Korean scene here in 2023. You can check the link in the description. I know after my videos last week, a lot of you went and checked it out, and some of you, if you had the means and motivation, are able to contribute. And hopefully this game here, I don't know what happens. Once again, I'm just judging it based on its size. But in the past, I mean, look at Big Gabe. If you're able to see past the horizon. Oh, how does he do this? He just gets in with Zerglings. There's just Zerglings in the base. I don't understand. It's not going to do much. Anyways, let's get to the game, Winter. You already skipped enough past. Jimmy said, "Oh, it'll be fine. Skip to 2 minutes. There's plenty more." That does. Oh, Kier loses his Reaper. Let's take stock of it. I want to point out, Dark, part of the new merged Dragon Phoenix and Kaiji Gaming. I believe Dragon Kaiji Gaming is how they merge that. Not the worst. DKZ is a pretty solid clan tag there. Acronym. I like it. And I think it's fitting for Dark. Unfortunately, we don't have too much Dark left before his obligatory military service, but he's making the most of it. He's playing in everything, and I love to see. I will cast Dark until the lights go out. Okay? He is the most interesting, exciting Zerg player to me right now. Honestly, I'm starting to like his games even more than Beyond games. One, because Beyond has dropped just a little bit since I am Katowice and during, unfortunately. And two, unlike Beyond, you don't know what you're gonna get. You have an idea. You got a good idea. It's gonna be some late game madness. It's gonna be some early. But you can't just pinpoint it to a strategy like Marines or Mines and Medevacs, like we have from Cure here. Now, Cure is a bit different. Where Beyond might be a perfect, realistic portrayal, like pinpoint precision, like a Leonardo da Vinci sort of painter, Cure is more of an impressionist. More of a, I'm going to send my Marines and Medevacs in that general area, and we're going to see what happens. You got the idea. As the Marines come up, some damage taken on the Medevac, gets most of the Marines out, going to rotate around, use that triangle base, try to take advantage of it. Dark is able to move his Zerglings back into position in time. He's got 53 drones. He has not gotten greedy by any means. I think he wants to shut down any potential third command. So, wait, Cure... well, it was kind of hard to tell under there, but the Marines just gunned down all the Zerglings. He lost nearly 40 of them. He's just making more. But some more Marines join into the fray. A Widowmine as well, which could, of course, take a massive chunk of those lings before the fight even starts, but can be turned directly into damage on the Marines as well. The Widowmine. Dark is just going to commit. The Widowmine! Huge chunk of lings. The Medevacs are already out of there. Could be better. Definitely could be worse. So far, 55 Zerglings. And Dark is only at 51 drones because he's spending all his drones on more. Oh, Dark. The mass hatchery, the mass Zergling. I'm going to make a prediction. Once again, I have all I know is the file size. 1,000. Make your predictions. How many Zerglings? I'm not counting Banelings. It's too complicated. 1,284 Zerglings this game. That's my number. Pick your number. Pause if you need to think about it. Like, subscribe. But, 1,284. That feels good to me. Especially the way he's playing right now. That might be a bit of a low ball on it. But as for Marines, this is a much harder one. Because Cure has a tendency, and a smart tendency, I might add, to go for that late game composition more quickly. He will transition to the Ghosts and the Hellbats before getting to maxed out supply a lot of the time. Not getting stuck on Marines and tanks. But right now, those Marines and tanks are more stuck for okay, the counterattack, but tank on the high ground, able to repel the Zerglings. 1-1 finishing here for Cure. Dark is only at 63 drones, which combined with the Terran economy, well, the Zerglings just wrap around to the back. Banelings crash through. The Zerglings able to find the Marines, and the tank is ripped to shreds. 1-1 done moments after the entire army is cleaned up. So not an ideal engagement timing for Cure. Dark just keeps building Zerglings. Oh my god. He's already lost 100. The first 100. Everybody remembers their first 100. It's the 10th or 20th 100 that starts getting very confusing when I'm describing numbers. Numbers are hard, all right?
The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you.
2-2. Both sides. Cure side advantage. Insignificant. We have creep spread. I saw the creep tumors in production time. I should comment on that, but wasn't sure how quite yet. Yeah, more Zerglings wrapping around the medevacs. Actually, one gets taken down by the Queen Conclave there. Hive on the way, as Dark has found a little breathing room. And, well, double macro hatch in the main. He loves that Brood War style Zerg. A lot of players are like, well, if I just have perfect injects, if I just... Oh, I'm sorry, but it's... If I just have... Jimmy, I need to make a dramatic... If I have perfect injects on all my queens across all of my hatcheries, actually, I only need 5 hatcheries for Zerglings. As my income is, well, no plan survives contact with a bunch of Marines and Widowmines. And Dark knows that the queens might be pulled every which way, and we're not talking about King Henry, but instead just multi-pronged drops. And I think having that base larva production, I think this is something I've applied to my own games. I think more Zerg players don't be afraid of the double macro hatch. Embrace it. In fact, triple, quadruple, whatever. Nice target fire there out of Cure. But counterattack from Dark will equal the damage on the other side of the map. And we start to work into the late game here. Neither player able to land anything but glancing blows on the economy. Dark has dealt with the pressure from Cure, but Cure's done a capable job of keeping the creep back, of forcing out Zerglings, and of expanding himself. Ooh, great target fire out of Cure. Whoa, okay. All right, they're just here to spite me. He guns down the Banelings, he gets a few more Zerglings for his trouble. Well done, Ultra-Liz Cavern out of Dark. Let's go. Into the main, says the medevacs. The hatcheries are protected. It is in a pretty safe position. As long as he can defend his main, he can defend the Ultra Cavern. Oh my god. Already 200 Zerglings. Only took 2 more minutes past the first 100. 9 Ovies on the way for Dark. I can never be too careful. He's surely going to use some building Overseers, which are inevitably going to be lost. But Cure might not have the perfect micro, but looking very good this game. A bit uncharacteristic, but his macro has always been superb. And that is, that a lot of people don't understand. StarCraft 2 is not a strategy game. It's a mechanics game. Only when you get to this level about, and even then sometimes not, do you get to have any sort of strategy. Do you get to be a little more creative with your unit compositions or tactics, because there's a very simple requirement of an obscenely high APM. At least a few hundred before you can even reliably build Marines or Zerglings in a way that actually spends your economy and competes with your opponent. We're only getting here to this bleeding edge level where you get to really show your style and assert yourself on the game. Dark, of course, has embraced. He's the final boss of that level, so it doesn't really apply to him. Cure, on the other hand, usually is a bit more obvious in struggling to wrangle his units towards the right direction, but now he's got the mass command center coming in. This is the Terran equivalent of building mass hatchery. Probably would say the other way around, but when you're maxed out, you want as much army supply as possible. That much is quite obvious, right? And SCVs, as good as they are in the early game, are not great fighting units. So if you build a bunch of orbital commands and planetaries, that reduces the requirement to have both workers and units defending those locations. So when you go mass orbital command, you both have those scans as well as the ability to fortify and oh my god, it's a campaign mission. This is beautiful. Beautiful in a horrible way, but like, he's got the triple, he's got 4 sensor towers, he's locked himself down, he's dropping the mules. Cure. Well, here we go. Not the least bit surprised. He's literally killing his own Marines. The units aren't dying fast enough, he has to kill them himself. That is how obviously we're going into the late game here. Wow. Bit unnecessary, I think, here, but not even bothering with, like, trading them away in a failed attack. Dark is at the gates. The depots are falling. Adrenal glands is done. The upgrades are going to complete. We're pretty much going to have all the upgrades by 15 minutes. All right. Well, we're at 260 Zerglings. Relatively little loss for how quickly we get here. The only thing we're missing, I think, is Thor's. We got Blue Flame, Hellchads. He's already got +2 mech weapons. Just needs +3. And finishes that off. Already Neural Parasite. Neither side able to get a decisive advantage going into this stage again. I think Cure has done a good job. Like, Cure usually struggles to maintain that economy. Well, here come the Banelings. I mean, he's gonna break through this location. Parasitic Bomb. Losing some Vipers, though. Baneling's crashing into the front lines. But overall, a difficult fight for Dark until the Ghosts wander in. Did you just EMP? He just EMP'd. What was that? What was that, Cure? I'm trying to think right now, like, what hotkey? EMP is default E. I don't know about grid. Maybe he was trying to siege up tank. Well, EMPing Banelings doesn't do anything but make them more angry. As, of course, they don't have energy. Much to the Ghost dismay. Well, that was... It went okay for Cure to start, but that second wave rolling in on the Ghost definitely favored Dark there significantly. Ultras on the way. He's gonna try to batter down the door. Looks like Cure has entrenched himself on 5 bases. Getting a 6th is going to be the major difficulty as Dark expands to both gold bases. Now that +3 attack on the Hellbat's very important to be able to one-shot Zerglings with the Blue Flame here. Lings and Banelings rolling in. Ghosts retreating. No EMPs on your own units this time. There is Burrow out there. The siege will continue. Dark with 100 more Zerglings in production. Just another day at the office. He's got 10 hatcheries. But Cure has like 13 commands. He actually has 11 hatcheries with the Hive. Even not encountering, that's at least a larva per, that's about a larva per second, not counting injects. Maybe a little less than that. Liberators, Ultras, chopping through the front lines, but multiple command centers to fall back to. Small Marine counter, gonna take out the valuable gold bases. If he could contest these at all, that's a big step forward for Cure. The Ghosts line up the snipes, Ultras able to retreat in time. the Smoltralisks, and the fact that Snipe is... It does have a maximum range, so they can't shoot everyone in the back. Just most of them if they ever try to fight. Infestors on the way. Already the Infestor upgrade's online for Dark. He knows where this is going. He doesn't shy away from the Infestors like some players do. He embraces them, and he uses them to embrace his enemy's units as well. And those Ultras are all about embracing. And embrace yourselves, because here come the ghosts. 1, 2, 3, 4 Ultras down. The counts are looking good. The orbital may fall, but there's one right on screen to replace it. Down under 150 supply, both sides. Dark has somebody... Of course, here we are. Oh, Fungal! Not gonna get it for free EMPs. But the... Get some into the Metavacs, but that poses problems of its own. Still, a bit of a stalemate. A bloody stalemate, but a stalemate nonetheless. What's the Zergling count? 660. I knew it was a low ball. What did I say, 1284? Marauders moving up. This is some of the most confident late game I've seen from Cure. He's clearly been playing a lot of this. He is moving up aggressively. By aggressively, I mean not just sitting back on these bases, but instead going kind of tit for tat, countering when Dark hits him, and making sure he moves forward with his more mobile units. He's actively trying to get... this is... How many times is this gonna... I mean, there's only so many bases, but here we go again. Just a bit awkward. Well, cancels it. Cure not having any of it. You could just assume at this point that every base that isn't currently occupied by your command centers is actively being taken by Dark. Embracing the true Zerg. A Hydralisk Den is on the way. A very glaring absence of a Spire right now for Dark. Just the scan valley across the board finds the Infestors. He's got 7 orbitals, which is actually a bit low. I believe it's 9 or 10 you need for unlimited, like always having at least 1 scan. No, I'm not sure the exact number. You know my loose relationship with math. Nope. Ultras chew away. How many minerals are left? We gotta start counting that. How many minerals mined? Dark has already mined 11,000 more minerals, but 4,000 less gas, as he hasn't been worried too much about mining the gas at his outlying bases here, but he's gonna try to respond. I don't know about this fight for Dark. Coming down a ramp, but this is mostly a distraction for the main army coming in towards the natural, but the Fortress of Cure looking strong. The Liberators taking their kilograms of flesh here. But the Ultras are able to weather the incoming fire and chew through, and now they're behind the lines. The Ghost's gonna come back to deal with that, but Cure opened the door into the main. Not gonna be so bad. The SCV count down to 46. But Cure has actually pushed through there. 3 Ultras popping out here. He burrowed an Ultra in the main. Oh my god. And he sniped it out of the ground. Is Dark gonna do some of the manual detonate against the mineral action here? No, he's gonna do some of the right click into nothing situation. Dark working again, that northern angle. Might want to take down the rocks here. Cure gonna keep some ghosts at home. The home defense force. But he's going to split the map in half. But not exactly how I expected. It's gonna be a diagonal split at this stage. I haven't quite seen this sort of method before, as Dark continually slamming into that third base. But interesting, how many so many sensor towers out here. It's a mess, but a controlled one. 800 Zerglings is our count. Hundreds of there are currently 140, 150 Zerglings on the field, but the tanks are exposed, and he overruns the whole tank line. every bit of the... Where are the units? Where's the bio units? Cure! The exposed tanks overrun by hundreds of Zerglings. A cinematic take there on the high ground. And 18 SCVs, and now he's getting very low in that SCV count. The Ultras onto this top left base. 20 SCVs remain. The Ultras are going to chew through the planetary dark. You found the weakness in the defenses. You can only have 200 supply, and that is just simply not enough to defend the entire map at once. Dark on the run, dozens of drones here. That still does leave Cure with 140 supply of standing army. That is more than Dark can match, even if he's maxed. So he does have to rely on these sort of counterattacks. Cure has lost a huge chunk of his economy. The income dips dramatically in favor of Dark. As we go past 20 minutes, feels like it's somehow been 45 already. More Zerglings. Another 100 Zerglings on the map. Hellbats are not able to move into position in time. Cure he's at 16 SCVs. He may have less than he started with by the end of this. He's at 12. He is now, as of this moment, at less SCVs, the least SCVs he's ever had. Down to 10. And dropping. The Ultras are... what is going on? This is mad. He's got a base trade. I really thought he would just hold the line. But instead, he's going for the all-out base trade. How does this end? Cure's losing all of his production, but he may be able to strike for the heart of the swarm. We have Zerglings coming out. Hydra's joining in. Dark doesn't have that much money in the bank. His army, of course, buildings can fly, which may become surprisingly relevant. I can't believe we're doing this. And here we go! The buildings lift as the Ultras chew through anything left on the ground. He needs to get into the base and cut off all the production. Cure still has he's got 0 SCVs. This is madness. No! This is StarCraft. The Hellbats are easily melting all the Zerglings, but the Ultras come up to chew through. Cure has nothing left. His income has flatlined. Dark, just a handful. He's got 1 Hydra. That is the entirety of his anti-air. The barracks are in flight. He's running. But to where? To what end? Dark doesn't have that much. Dark still has some. Like, Hellbat drops here. Is there still? There are 4 Hydras. That is it. All the queens are dead. Dark is... he's re-expanding to the other side of the gold. Cure is going to try to fortify this left side of the map while Dark mines from it. As there's... Okay, so Dark still has some income. I'm trying to take stock of the situation. We got 8 medevacs, a Thor. The standing army, I think, still favors Cure. But the fact he has 0 SCVs and he's supply blocked. Which means he's going to have to lose 30 supply of units in order to actually build more. Which poses an interesting issue because... What am I watching? This is madness. Okay. 1 infestor on the way. I don't know. The infestors didn't get the high impact that we usually see. By the way, we're at 1170. Oh my god. I swear I didn't look at anything before the game. Just based on the file size, I was guessing. But there is a non-zero chance I'm right on the money. As there's maybe 1 more fight? Oh, not again. They're gonna do it again. Never mind. Here we go. For not the first time, Kira will lift everything from his new home and be forced back once again. But Dark, at some point, is going to want to take a fight. His buildings can't fly. That is the defining characteristic of this game. How many banelings? There's only 11 banelings, and even then, how effective are banelings? The Hydras may get one more. We're down to 4 orbitals here. Cure. He's just in a fight. The tanks he's picking up. Cure is not confident he can win this fight. What happened to the Liberators? He manages to get his entire army into medevacs. He's got some ghosts. They pop out. They snipe the Ultras. He's still at 0 SCVs. What is going on? How many lings? Okay. We're at that 1245 with 30 lings on the map still. The entire infrastructure is flying back from empty space. We're now looking at a checkmate situation, or a stalemate, or a good A mate, but I don't think Pig's here. Well, what now? Okay, income. Non-existent. There's long distance mining from the middle of the map. The refugee base. The orbitals are an incredibly key point of this. The orbitals can mine. It looks like Cure, especially since... Is there anything to contest? There's still 4 Hydras. Oh my god. Wait, what happened? There's going to be the most important unit in the game, as it often is, but even more than usual. What is going on here? There's a mixed bag of minerals, but he finds the drones! It's worth sniping. It's worth sniping drones at this point, if you have to. Oh my. Dark is going to be supply blocked pretty soon. I mean, what else can the Zerglings do? We're in this ridiculous scenario. It's at this point, I find myself having to repeat that Bronze League Heroes mantra, which is, technically, in order to win a game of StarCraft, you must destroy all your opponent's buildings. Now, usually, in the overwhelming majority, 99% of the time, this is not relevant at this level, because these players, of course, understand that past a certain point, there's no way to keep that from happening, and staying in the game is a needless waste of time, which is why you usually see GGs after big fights where it's clear one player has an advantage. There's only 2 orbitals left, which does not leave a lot of room for... If he can't land the orbitals, he can't scan the infestor. You can't fire at ground with siege tanks. You can with EMP. Oh, he's sniping drones. There's a Hellbat. What do you even... I think you got a neuroparasitic ghost. And you got to try to use it to EMP the other ghosts. That's the play, right? Maybe neuroparasite a medevac to heal your own unit. Oh my god, the orbital. The orbital! Run! Oh, I can't believe Cure went over the center of the map. Cure, what are you doing? At this point, Cure has to make... Does he have any buildings in the corner? I'm not saying it's likely, but there is a chance he just loses all his buildings, and with it, the game. We're at 1246 Zerglings lost, by the way. He's going to try to reestablish himself in the center of the map. There's still 15 drones long-distance mining from another zip code here. He's killing his own unit. He has to figure out which of his own unit... Really, It's not worth it, Cure. Cure, you have too much supply. It's not worth it. He's trying to figure out which of his own units to kill, and he lost too many orbitals, which also provide supply. This is madness. The production tab is a creep tumor, which is... Are there even... That's the only active creep tumor? Dark is... He's trying to find an opportunity to long-distance mine, which is also a struggle. That infestor is everything right now. How do Dark's games keep coming down to one infestor? This is not... He's got burrowed Zerglings. So he actually has pretty great map vision here. He's setting up a single Hellbat drop as Cure. There's still those 4 Hydras. I thought the Hydras were something of a mistake. But they are currently his only anti-air. And they've killed several of the orbitals. So just having... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my... I don't know. Is it worth it? Cure is destroying his own units. That Hellbat drop did so much. We're at 1260. We're getting there. I can't believe... I swear to you. I swear on your likes and subscribes and all that is StarCraft that I did not check any of the stats besides the file size. I'm just so excited to be... Like, either way, I'm gonna be really close. Oh my god. The Vikings? He's like, who do you kill? They'll expect some of... I can't believe we're doing this. This is insane. This is... I've never... He's healing his... No! Billy! He's at one more. He's building SCVs. I can't... If he had kept one SCV alive. One! But he lost every single one! Everyone! Here! A depot. The most important building in the game. He's building a depot. Dark is rebuilding. After the obliteration of the economies. After the economic disaster. The collapse of civilization. They are rebuilding from the ashes. With the scraps, the dregs. Cure murdered half of his units in order to rebuild supply. Dark has been long-distance mining for 10 minutes. They've already lost. Dark has lost 1,700 units. Well, after the action-packed battle, the calm, as the mules are going to be huge. Cure, it looked like he had the army to potentially win. I think he's scared of burrowed infestors. He has minimal scans. He saw the infestor, and he's seen infestors throughout the game. He just has not been able to stop them. I don't know anymore. It's still the infestor. Like, we are slowly rebuilding. Cure has an income. He's back up to his starting SCV count. He's down to 2 orbitals, though. Dark is also down to 2 mining bases. He's got 20 drones. We're mining whatever's left of these mineral patches. There's still many bases that were not mined out. And we may just restart the game from the very beginning. Literally, before... This is like a prequel. This is building up to, actually, 12 SCVs and workers. Except, this is like a campaign mission. We're restarting civilization with 2 Ultras, 30 Zerglings, and 8 Banelings. Find a way to beat the Terran. And if anyone could do it. Oh my god. Two more infestors are the choice out of dock. Cure has fortified his central position. The main base mined out long ago. Don't... he has enough for 2 fungals. Does he go for it? Yes, he comes out! And the SCVs are running! He doesn't catch it. The medevac coming back, he gets 5 of them. The infestor burrows again. Oh, the scan... Come on, Cure. You know he's gone by now. The supplies creep upwards and the creep creeps forward. What is the ghost count? We got 6 ghosts. The income... that y-axis is no longer at... So it adapts. At some point in the game, there was up to a 2,700 income difference. Now, since neither of them have even a fraction of that... Well, they have a fraction. We're back up to a solid early mid-game income. Has 23 to 34 workers, though a gold base for Cure and Dark has boosted that income somewhat. The tech tree remains intact for Dark. He still has the hive, the ultra cavern, the pool, the baneling nest. Cure still maintained most of his production, so they just lack the income with which to use it. One of the cleanest base trades in the fact that they both lopped off the economy of their opponent, but they left a significant amount of the infrastructure intact. Vipers on the way. We may max out again, against all odds. There's still a solid amount of minerals on the map because they chose to base trade so early. What is the infestor count? We got 6 infestors. We got... Well, there's enough orbitals. He's rebuilding command centers. Oh my. It has been mostly silent. Until the fungals from the high ground! He gets 6 more! Cure, struggling to keep that economy up. The infestor on the run. Oh my god. He got it. Okay, he found the offender. Dark is back up to 40 drones, but a Hellbat drop is spotted by a patrolling overlord as Cure takes the pathing from his own main. But those Hellbats are dangerous to everything, probably but the Hydras here. I think if the Hydras weren't there, he'd drop anyways, even if it ate some. Even if he lost some, it would be worth it. The Zerg, you know what? I'm gonna be wrong. By the time this ends, it will be over, I think, 1,300. I really thought we would end it with those low economies, but they reset the game entirely. And now, right, can he actually... He can't quite hit from there. There are Marauders with a turret. Cure is re-expanding. Dark is re-established. They're both playing very relatively timid because they remember the lean times. But the economies are nearly back up to full strength. All right, no! Get over here. He knocks that medevac into oblivion. And now Dark somehow looks to be at the advantage. It's the infestors. Oh my god, an infestor was waiting! It's these sort of games. I think Cure's really done a great job of playing from his position. Even though I thought he had a better one for a while, Dark has scraped his way back into it. Those infestors have done a lot. How many workers killed? 88 to 123. Those infestors have slowed Cure down enough that Dark now has a sizable army advantage. But how do you attack into this? So far, the simple version has been you don't. You go around as much as possible, find any weaknesses, and hit them. Ghost Academy, since it can't fly, must be rebuilt. Everything that could not fly was obliterated in the first culling. The first apocalypse. Zergling counterattacks. If you didn't watch the rest of the game, you didn't see the minimap, even if you did see the minimap, you'd probably be wondering what happened here. But that would not tell the story. The scans. It still could go either way. Despite Dark having a massive army supply advantage, and we've reached 1284. I was so excited to be right, but I'm so glad to be wrong. Dark doesn't have... It's still insanely difficult to face this Terran army. There's 6 ghosts, overlapping siege lines. There's no, like... There's more Liberators than there are Hydras. Dark has 170 Zerglings. But how do you kill the Liberators? Even with a few Vipers, he's got 10 Infestors. There's 167 Zerglings. Now, the reason we were able to do this again is very simply the map has still had resources. But now we're mining out. As Dark manages to mine from what was once... Oh no, another infestor. Even gets... Oh, he gets some SCVs, gets some mules. And looks like he's gonna start dismantling the defense. Parasitic bomb. Be careful! Cure is a big fan of experiencing Parasitic Bomb in the most dramatic way possible. And now, it does look like Dark has the army supply to batter him down. But it looked like that before. And we're still here. So Cure, he found some more resources. I can't believe Dark's mining from there. There's still about a couple... Over 1,000 minerals and a whole bunch of gas. As we are nearly back to full mid-game economies. It won't last, but here comes Dark. He's got a whole lot of Vipers. The ghosts aren't quite there, but the Widow Mine from the low ground, trying to get throughout all this. Bungles are okay. He's trying to chain them together to get the ghosts here. Good connections with the Banelings. Some of the infrastructure that has lasted so long is taken down. And Dark... the engineering bay, which lost its ability to fly with the Queens in the Brood War, is burning. It was looking bad for Cure here. Dark has leaned heavily on these spell... Oh, he neuroparasites a Hellbat, which allows the Zerglings to come in and kill it. Oh my. Every tactic, every trick, and that allows the Zergling counterattack into the base. Even more Lings. He can dismantle the defenses with Vipers. Here, besieged from all sides. Here comes Dark. Ultra sniped. Viper sniped, but the damage has already been done. Dark now on double the supply. Kira retreating again. His barracks burning. There's still a burrowed infest. Oh my god, Dark sees it. He can't help himself, and he doesn't need to. Pops up. Oh, misses the perfect fungal, but... Oh my. 7 more SCVs. These infestors. Truly a campaign mission. It's nightmare mode for Cure. And it appears this game may draw to a conclusion. Not with a bang, but with dozens of dead SCVs. Cure is back down under 12. The infestors just have the run of the play. Neural parasites the ghost, and he impedes the ghost. Oh, Dark. And here come the Lings. Trying to eat the mine hits. Does. Infestor. Yanks out the Liberators. Terrible, terrible damage to the Lings here. But the Fungals, the Vipers, the Infestors have the run of the place. Just so much damage from Dark as he dismantles the defenses. What an epic battle. What a crazy siege. Garrett retreated not once, not twice, but thrice. From his main, from his re-established bases, and finally just to the middle of the map. But even a contaminate while the factory burns. And he stabs a Marine to try to get out. It was trapped by changelings. Oh my god, Dark dropped to 77 supply by the end of that. That was actually Wake Up victory for Cure. I didn't realize how bad it was for Dark still. But at the end of the day, that fight still cost Dark so much. And how many units are even left? Oh my god. I can't believe I'm saying this. But did Cure leave early? There's nothing left for the Zerglings. If he okay. What was he trying to build? Well, if he keeps the factory alive, at this point the infestors are too much. It's the infestors. That's the big problem. The infestors can kill. They can neural parasite. They can kill. He's using the ghost to snipe a Marine. That's how this ends. Let this be. Oh my. Oh, what an epic game. Well, the Korean Star League showing the best of Korean and just StarCraft 2 in general. I don't know. How do you feel about that experience? We saw the game restart at least once. I don't know. Wait, how many? How many Zerglings? 1,612. 2,160. 150,000 resources. Most of the map over the course of a better part of an hour. A file size worthy of big game indeed. Thank you for watching. Check out this video that Jimmy put up. I hope you enjoyed. I truly do. I love commentating, and I hope you like it as well. And I look forward to doing it into the future. Good luck, have fun. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Stay chill. Check out the description for the Korean Star League.
Hell, it's about time.